let's go ahead and talk about this topic here, CinemaCon. We got a report card coming up, and we're just going to kind of breeze through this real quick. It's not a lot to talk about, but we do want to go over what happened. So CinemaCon, if you folks don't know, it's kind of a yearly annual exhibition where all of the studios and all of the theaters kind of meet up in one room and just talk about stuff and talk about the industry. And then each studio makes a little presentation to kind of get everybody hyped. They make some announcements and they see where everybody's going to be. And I think that that's important for this particular, industry, especially right now, coming out of a pandemic. We want to make sure that everybody knows what's coming, what's good, and everybody's making a, strong push to try to get folks back into the theater. So we got this article from Variety. It says here, CinemaCon report card, which studios wowed the crowd and which lacked sizzle. So first studio up was Sony. All right, so let's just talk about this real quick. Sony took a victory lap for Spider-Man No Way Home, as they should. That thing crushed it in the box office. And it proved to theater owners that the comic book characters are not only the studio's only superpower. It broke the news about Bad Bunny joining its extended universe of Marvel characters. And Venom is also returning for a third movie. It looked at Bullet Train, which is the new Brad Pitt movie. That's going to be dropping, I think, this July. T is not too enthusiastic about that. It mentions here that Viola Davis's historical action epic, The Woman King, was touted as a real-life version of Black Panther. I haven't heard of this character, but, we'll see how that goes. It also had an announcement that there would be a Ghostbuster Afterlife trailer. It doesn't, or excuse me, sequel. It doesn't mention that anywhere in this particular article, but it does get a final grade of a B-. All right, T, I know we already talked about this like about 5 seconds ago, but your thoughts on Sony? What do you think about Sony's offerings and how Sony is just doing as a studio overall?
I don't think they all. I don't think they're doing well as a whole, and I think they're in a tough position because everybody obviously wants to get to where Disney Marvel is.
Yeah.
And well, really, actually, it's Marvel, not even Disney. Disney's only had a few successes. They've had success with what Beauty and the Beast. I believe they had success with Lion King and Aladdin. They weren't
Yeah.
really good movies. They were just, oh, okay, I just want to see a reimagining of what I already knew to be.
Yeah, that's really what those films were. Yeah.
Right. Whereas everybody else, they don't have that. They're kind of scrambling for things. It's the same old, man. They're good at video games, and that's what they do. They used to be good at stereos and speakers a long time ago, but obviously things have switched.
Right.
When I used to have a face on my radio that I would take off every time I get in my car.
Yeah,
way back in
man.
the day.
Yeah.
I think them as a studio as a whole, they need to just realize, hey man, we're gonna build this thing from the ground up. Just start from scratch and just make it be what it is. We can't hit 1 billion. Don't have a number in mind. Just go out there and make good quality, and it's going to come. Your reputation needs to be salvaged. Right now, the movie industry reputation is no bigger than Marvel.
Yeah,
It's
that's
no bigger
true.
than Marvel, which is a problem. That Woman King thing, come on, man. That's got a hint of SJW. You don't need to don't call it Woman King. Just call it, hey, the Spectacular Lady or something. Stop this. They're trying to dance a fine line.
All these studios are, yeah.
Right. And it's messing the product up, man, as a whole. It
Yeah.
makes me, I'm disconnected to it. As
Yeah.
a fan, as somebody who wants to pour my recreational money into something, I need to be connected to it. If I'm not connected to it, it's more than likely I don't want to see it. What happened when Black Panther came out? Black Panther came out because everybody was connected to it. You didn't have to be black to be connected because you wanted to see, hey, who is this Marvel character that's interesting? I saw
Right.
him in Civil War. Man, I want to learn more about him, dude. Let me see
Yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of things that I think that these other studios don't have, and I know we're running short on segment, but what they don't have is they're not operating within the space of today. They're operating within the space of 30 to 40 years ago, where I couldn't look up on my phone. Oh man, let me Wikipedia that. The information is at my fingertips. I don't need to call 411. I'm right now. It's real time. I
Mhm.
want real time answers. And
Yeah.
what they're doing is Please be stupid, audience. Please be dumb. Please don't do your research. And audiences are doing their research.
Yeah.
Audiences are coming out and saying, hey, man, I loved you with that character, dude. It should be great for an actor or a studio to be recognized as, hey, that's the studio that does this. That's the actor that did that. It's amazing, dude. I know Johnny Depp from Hanson on 21 Jump Street.
Right.
Great show.
Yeah.
Great show for that time. It doesn't work in this day and age because, hey, people have Facebook. There's no way you're not going to have secrecy for long. You're not going to have privacy. So I think that Sony as a studio stepping their game up. They're trying to re-engage with their fans in a way that's in their lane. They got the video games to go along with. They got.
Oh yeah.
They're sitting on something there that could be really, really interesting. I don't know if you remember when that Spider-Man game came out. It came out the same year as when they did Into the Spider-Verse, which I didn't like, Into the Spider-Verse. But the video game did gangbuster numbers because everybody was like, "Oh man, it's awesome, man! I get to be Spider-Man."
I get to be, yeah.
Right.
That's the connection that these studios are looking for. I think they're trying to connect what else they do. You know, we have Sony, like you said, doing the video games. It's like, hey, if we could somehow connect our video games and our movie and then kind of cross promote that, you know, video game, promote that in the movies promote that through the video games. I think that that's what they really want to see, you know, cross promotion within their own brands. And then they can forward everybody to a streaming service where they can continue to enjoy it. Sony doesn't have one, but nevertheless, I think that's where they're trying to go with it.
Yeah, but they have to have content. That's the thing. You can have your streaming service all you want, but if you don't have content daily, you're gonna have to have daily content.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do more than one episode.
Or you're going to have like a big enough product where you could just, you know, one like movie like a, you know, Doctor Strange, which is about to come up. One movie just captures everybody's imagination and just dominates the scene for 2 or 3 weeks. And that can gobble up enough money for you to say, okay, now we can just focus on the next 2 years and we'll do another one of these in 2 years. And then you bring three or four of them out every year. You got yourself a hit.
And they're going to have to shoot hour-long segments and cut it up.
Maybe
you're gonna have to cut it up and market it that way. That way, I get 2 episodes at least, boom, back to back. Okay, that'll tie me over to the next week after that. And you're gonna have to do longer season. You're gonna have to commit to your product.
Those are hard because you're talking about a lot of money to do long seasons, man. 10 episodes. That's about what these studios can afford now, man.
Do it.
All right, well, let's move on. We got some more studios to look at. The next one is Disney. All right, so it says here Disney doesn't put a lot of effort into CinemaCon presentations, and we're not going to spend a lot of time with it. And it doesn't really have to, because Black Panther, we already know that's the next big thing that's coming up after the 2 that have trailers right now. You got Doctor Strange, you got Thor. We know that those are coming out soon. So they're saying, yeah, we're gonna we're gonna have Black Panther. Avatar 2 obviously is coming up at the end of the year. You know, they dropped a few little sizzle reels. They did Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness sequences. They dropped some Toy Story spinoff. Lightyear, of course. They dropped that as far as a little sequence. I think they showed like the first 20 minutes of that. And then they showed some information on Avatar, The Way of Water. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, you know, Disney doesn't have to go over and above and beyond the Call of Duty when they're at these things, because they know, hey, everybody's coming to see our stuff anyway. If we didn't show up here and never showed you guys anything, you're going to put every single one of our films in theaters. You're going to put it in big lights. You're going to give it all the biggest theaters, and you're going to promote it. So we don't really have to do it, because they do the work behind the scenes. They do the work by making good movies, by having a good, solid, strong product. Fans love it. The people are here to see the next 3, 4, 5 Marvel movies. Now, me personally, I think Doctor Strange is going to tell us a lot about where Disney is at. If this movie knocks it out of the park, okay, Marvel Phase 4 is still all systems go. But if that film struggles, if it's not good, if it's kind of shaky, I think that Disney could be in trouble. Nevertheless, T, right now, what are you thinking about in terms of Disney?
I think Disney is good at what they do. Like I said earlier, I don't think that they have a product as a standalone for their brand anymore. I think they're diversified. So they've invested in Star Wars. They've gone hard into
Marvel.
Yeah. And what's great about them, I got to give it to them. is the amusement parks are the amusement parks. Remember, Disney were about the amusement park.
Yeah.
They're about entertainment, about family fun. I think they've got the space to really. I think the next 5 or 6 years is going to really be about family movies and animation. That's
Hospitality.
what you right. That's
Yep.
what I see the studios going that way, and Universal is all in. I see Universal getting ahead of the curve. Really dug their bet on. Hey, I need to entertain the kids.
Oh yeah.
I need to entertain the kids because I want the future,
Yep.
right? Whereas the House of Mouse just kind of gradually. I'm building it with this, but you ask most young kids, man, they're actually not into the Marvel superheroes, man. They don't care. That's for us fans as adults.
Well, I
So
think that they're starting to kind of find ways to onboard that younger subscribe. Like they got Miss Marvel coming up, so that's strictly going to be a kids movie. Remember, I said that looks like Stargirl, and Stargirl felt everything like a Disney Channel superhero movie. What's that?
Don't you disrespect Stargirl?
Hey man, I listen. I'm not even saying it might be a bad show, but it feels like a Disney Channel. You got to admit, man. You got to admit, it feels Disney Channel.
This is your genre. You like this stuff.
No.
Like that kind of
I like family. I like family film, and I'm not saying that this is bad, but I said that this is what they're doing now. Miss Marvel is their way of onboarding new kids. Okay, we got to bring kids into this, right? Because one of the problems that you have when you have an old, like you're just saying, Marvel is for us, right? Kids didn't buy comic books like we bought comic books. Nowadays, nobody's buying comic books. So how are they getting their superhero fix? They're going to the cartoons, they're going to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're going to the television shows, right? That's where they're getting, that's their version of comic books.
Cartoons. But where's the platform for cartoons? Where is that?
That's Disney Plus. Disney Plus has their stuff. They're not doing enough. They're not doing enough. But what they are doing is working because they're going to continue to make money, okay? And kids are getting introduced to the Marvel Cinematic Universe at a young age. I was just saying this, like, imagine you're a 10-year-old and you came in watching your Iron Man with your dad and your brothers at the age of 10. Let's say you're 10 years old. Iron Man came out in 2008, right? So if you're 24, yeah, 14 years ago. So you're now 24 years old and you might be starting your family. Guess what you're going to do? You're still into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? You're going to be bringing your children as time goes on. You're going to be bringing your kids to it. It's exactly what we did when we was watching, Star Wars. Oh yeah, I'm bringing my kids into Star Wars. Now my kids don't really care for Star Wars like I do, but nevertheless, that's what you do. And that's how you build that next fan base. But I think they need to continue, if they want to be successful, they need to continue to onboard new kids through the shows like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel might suck, it might be terrible, but it's probably not going to be aimed at our generation. It's going to be aimed at tweens. It's going to be aimed at younger kids. That's who that show is going to be aimed at. So I think from that standpoint, Disney is smart.
Let me tell you what that show's going to have, D, because you and I are not going to be fans of that show.
Not at all. Not at all.
What that show's going to have is, I'm a smart kid struggling to make friends. Oh, I got a cool friend, or I got an awkward friend. Let's just say the friend is going to be a special kind of friend. I'll let you guys fill in the blank for that. A special kind of friend that just everybody else ignores them too. They're invisible to the world. Both of you two wonderful, special people are invisible to the world. You struggle and you stumble upon greatness.
That's what we got, huh? Hey, you might be right. You might be very right about that. That's one. I don't know how that's going to work. We're going to check that out too. All right, let's move on from Disney. Let's go on straight to Warner Brothers now. Warner Brothers came into CinemaCon a little bit different than the other studios, and we was talking about this earlier because Warner Brothers had to come in kind of with their hat in their hands, making some mea culpas, because remember, they launched all of their movies last year day and date. So they launched them on HBO Max and in theaters at the same time. And I mean, the theater owners were probably looking at Warner Brothers like, bruh, y'all got some explaining to do, because you guys really took a lot of money out of our pockets by doing that. You might have helped your little streaming platform, whatever, we don't care. You hurt us, okay? So the theater exhibitors, they're probably a little upset. Nevertheless, the Warner Brothers came in. They had studio chief Toby Emmerich saying, hey, we knocked it out of the park. They're talking about it said here, it spent last year putting new movies simultaneously to HBO Max. So they had to do some a little apologizing on that. But yeah, it goes on to say, you know, they announced the Batman 2 sequel. That was smart of them to do. They showed Margot Robbie and Barbie. Okay, that might be a pretty good little, I don't know how that's going to work out. You know, girls like little girls like movies. So yeah, maybe that would work out for them. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prequel called Wonka. They talked about that. Elvis, I know Elvis is a big, whoa, too much. Elvis is a big movie that's coming up. I've seen the trailer for that. That trailer actually looks pretty good. Stars Tom Hanks as well. So I think that one's going to be a winner for them. And then, yeah, it says here, notably, the footage for Ezra Miller's The Flash played well, despite his ongoing issues. And, you know, Michael Keaton came in. His big reveal of his own bat suit kind of got everybody pumped up. So I think that Warner Brothers, and it got a final grade of an A, so that has to be good. I think Warner Brothers right now, second studio right behind Disney, and I think that they are in good shape overall. You know, they got HBO Max, they're doing well. You know, Warner Brothers Discovery came in and said, hey, we're going to change some things around. We're going to get to some of the changes that it looks like they're making right now. But what do you think about Warner Brothers and where they're at as a studio right now?
I think Warner Brothers is the same way they always are. They're just rinse, wash, repeat, recycle whatever they do. We're at the same point. I hate saying too. I'm gonna stop that, guys. It's a point that they don't need to emphasize doing anything different. We spoke about something earlier before our segment got cut.
Yeah,
where they're going back to Big Blue. You say one thing, but you do another. I'm happy that the Flash content went well. The actor that plays Flash, he did something stupid, but I still want to see the movie. I want to see them grow as a company beyond the superhero genre. It looks like they got a great slate coming on. How do you get faith in a company that doesn't seem to want to get on their feet? This new regime that's coming in is making a lot of swift changes because they know they can't continue on and upset their customer base. And I'm happy to see that. But you're talking, but I want to see some walking.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about it because as DC fans ourselves, you know, we've been really hard on Warner Brothers and DC to get their act together. But I think overall, they're in decent shape right now. If they can continue to make good products, they got to make sure that whatever they're doing and putting on HBO Max, that it works. Okay, can't have that. And mostly HBO does a really good job with its shows and its series. It really rarely messes up, but nevertheless, that's going to be interesting to keep your eyes on. Okay, and then lastly, I'm just going to touch on Universal. It says here, Universal knows its audience, catering to the movie theater owners and audience. They brought out employees from cinemas across North America to introduce everyone from Jordan Peele to Jamie Lee Curtis. So yeah, they got a lot to show. Universal really brought a lot of stuff. Okay, Jurassic World Dominion. Yeah, T. Remember Jurassic World Dominion? We talked about that at the beginning of the year. Remember that? Yeah.
What did I just get you saying? Watch, repeat. Nothing new. Nothing new.
We're gonna see that afro. We're gonna see that afro later on this year, though. I know that for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a West Side. It's gonna be a Batman logo, man. Hey, look.
I think this.
No, you can go on with this story, dude, but it's gonna be the same thing. Oh, yada yada yada. We're going back to the same drawing board what we did 30 years ago. Yada yada yada. Guess what? We're gonna dress this person up to do this. No.
T, you're negative, man. This. Look at this. Rise of Gru is coming out. They're gonna have a new Puss in Boots sequel. Jordan Peele's Nope. Are you looking forward to Nope?
Nope.
I knew you was gonna say that. Let's see here. Billy Eichner's hilarious raunchy bros. That's supposed to come out, I think, also this summer. Idris Elba has a movie in Beast. Julia Roberts and George Clooney and a meet cute movie, Ticket to Paradise. I don't know. I mean, they have a lot. Universal throws a lot of stuff at you, you know, because they got a lot of properties. People are probably not aware of how much Universal has, but their stuff is just kind of under the radar. It doesn't really rise to the surface, except for Jurassic World or something like that. I think Jurassic World is going to be, you know, probably one of the top 2 or 3 hits of the summer. You know, probably just right behind Thor and Doctor Strange. I think that's where it's going to end up, because it's the final one. They're bringing back, it's going to be nostalgia bait, obviously, because they're bringing back all the old characters. You know, smart move. You know, they saw it worked in Spider-Man No Way Home, right? We saw that it worked there. I think it's a smart move to kind of say, okay, we're just going to play on everybody's nostalgic feelings. We're going to bring back all of these old characters. Bam, there we go. What do you think? Oh yeah, you already gave me your thoughts about that. Paramount, this is a short little break. It talks about Top Gun, but nothing really. Mission Impossible 7.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna have to do your Hulk Hogan on that. What you just said?
It talks about Top Gun. It just says that was their top presentation at the festival. Top Gun. I think Top Gun is going to do a lot better than you think it's going to do, T. But nevertheless, folks, what do you think about CinemaCon and all the news that came out? How are these studios lining up individually? Is everybody doing their job? Are you happy, or are you kind of concerned about 1 or 2 of these? Go ahead, drop down in the comments, give us your thoughts and your opinions. All